Real estate contracts are legal documents, not handshake agreements. And a simple misunderstanding can cost you almost six figures or even more. How do you lose a $98,500 deposit by being just 1 day late? It happened in a real case. And what's worse, the buyer thought they had real permission to pay late. Let me explain what really went wrong so any buyer and seller doesn't get in this mess whatsoever. Let's break it down simply. A buyer purchases a property and signs the contract. The contract says they must pay a 10% deposit on the day of signing, but instead the buyer only pays a part of it and aims to pay the rest at a later day. They speak to the real estate agent, and the real estate agent says something along the lines of, "No worries, just pay the rest later." The buyer does, but then boom, the seller cancels the contract and keeps the entire deposit. Why? Because the agent didn't have authority to say that. Even though the buyer thought it was all good, the seller never actually gave real authority to do so. This then went to court, and the buyer tried to argue that the agent said it was all good. But the court said that the agent had no actual authority, no written proof by the vendor. The seller never approved it. And there was no ostensible authority, meaning that the vendor didn't act in a way that made the buyer feel like they had authority to do so. So the contract was terminated and the buyer lost their entire $98,500 deposit. If you're a buyer, don't rely on verbal promises by the agent when it comes to contract changes. Always get written confirmation from the seller or the seller's solicitor. If something is not crystal clear, don't assume, just ask. If you're a seller, make it clear to your agent what they can and what they can't do. If a buyer tries to renegotiate terms, make sure to agree on it in writing before any communication happens. Real estate contracts are legal documents, not handshake agreements. And a simple misunderstanding can cost you almost six figures or even more. So the next time you're buying or selling, ask yourself, has this been agreed to or just assumed? If you're planning to buy or sell and you want everything to be done right, feel free to reach out or follow for more real stories like this to help you make better moves in real estate. If you got value from today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to receive all of the insights, real world strategies, and tips and tricks that help you sell smarter and move forward with confidence. If you'd like more support, feel free to check out the link in the show notes below to get more free resources and tips and tricks that can help you move forward as well. If you'd like more support, feel free to click the link below and book in a call with myself. I'm more than happy to help with any tailored strategies for yourself and your family's specific situation. And if you'd like to find me on socials, my handle is Yash Akpana on most platforms, where I also provide more insights and real world strategies. See you next time.